Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Poppin' was cracking. This D Boss reaction to this impressive vid is titled Taraji P. Henson Shades Keith Lee. What the hell? Keith gets backlash. Taylor Swift wanted the Beyonce treatment. What? What? Why is she shading him over a food review, child? Let's watch.
Hey, welcome to the impressive channel. Now, before
Not
I get
Taraji,
to this video,
no. Y'all listen to her.
Even Kirkman got alerts for movement.
I don't know why people get so pressed about others' opinions. Like,
your evolving.
If you don't like someone's opinion about something, so if that's their opinion. If he tried some food and he didn't like it, like, who are you to try to shade him over that? I'm assuming that's what it's about, because that's what this nigga does, is review food. So I think that's weird on Taraji's part, if that's the case. But
Taraji P. Henson and the TikToker Keith Lee, because she did this segment at the BET Awards where she was walking through the crowd giving people their flowers, and she did not recognize the popular food critic Keith Lee. Aaron, are you? Are you? Hi, how are you? Mr. Keith Lee, I know what you're thinking right now. This is about a 10.9 out of a 10.
wait, his face. No, this is the nigga who said that he looked old, which when I found out his age, I was shocked as well. That's him from TikTok. Oh.
Now, the guy she was actually talking to was another popular TikToker named Jordan Howlett, but she mistook Jordan for Keith Lee. And he had to point over and say, I'm not Keith Lee, he's Keith Lee. And
oh, look at how she looking at her.
For Keith Lee.
The wife.
And he had to point over and say, I'm not Keith Lee, he's Keith Lee. And you can see Keith Lee and his wife looking super confused. And they laughed it off. It seemed...
Okay, I mean, they laughing now, but she looked mad. I mean, to be fair, why would she know who Keith Lee is if she's not active on TikTok like that? I just found out about Keith Lee in recent history, and the internet is my job. And there's so many people who I don't know, and this is my job to be on the internet. So I can only imagine people who are outside of the internet, like they don't know everybody. So
like it was just,
they probably said, hey, that light-skinned nigga in the front right there. That's Keith Lee. And she picked the wrong light-skinned nigga, you know?
That's an innocent mistake. However, it was awkward. It was awkward. And then she proceeded to flirt with Keith in front of his wife.
Oh.
My bad. You fine too, so call me. Give him his flower.
Well, she don't know that's his wife.
Now, Keith Lee was not amused at all because after he got the rose from Taraji, he threw it on the ground.
Ooh!
And the Neighborhood Talk actually reposted this. Rose from Taraji. He threw it on the ground. And the Neighborhood Talk actually reposted this. He said in his caption, our name will be known in every room it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be, and how it's supposed to be. With no confusion, God is amazing.
Don't bring God and says, all right now, Keith. I like you and I've said nothing but positive things about you, but fuck out of here. Not everybody is going to know you. And you throw the flower that she gave you on the ground and post it on social media? That is so petty and extra. You did not need to do all that. Our name will be known. Not everybody is going to know your name. Not everybody's into TikTok or the food being reviewed that's posted on TikTok. Like, what? I think that was very tacky.
And he threw that dusty rose
Not the
on
dusty
the ground.
rose.
Now, Keith Lee did delete this post because a lot of people thought he was angry.
And honestly, this contradicts his character that he presents, to be honest. And him trying to throw in that God is amazing at the end. Nah, brother. This is not very godlike, okay? This is very petty and very messy and very unnecessary for you to have posted this. Throwing the flower on the ground. Like, come on. Because she didn't know your name?
So he came back on TikTok to clarify what he meant.
Boy, bye.
Last night was the BT Awards, and right now it's something on my mind. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I want to start by saying I am not upset at Taraji P. Henson by any stretch of the imagination. And not only that, in my opinion, she smoked it last night. I don't think for 1 second Taraji had any ill will or any ill intentions behind the situation. The
clearly
situation
did.
happened the way it did. It is what it is. I made a video last night where I had the rose that was given to me in my hand and I let it fall on the floor. The reason I did this had nothing to do with Taraji Henson. The reason I dropped it on the floor is that I wholeheartedly believe that wasn't my rose. That wasn't my rose. That wasn't my moment.
Because
It
she
was
didn't know your
given to me,
name?
but it wasn't mine. And I always say, I don't want nothing that ain't mine.
That's
I want what's meant for
goofy.
me,
Bye.
nothing less, nothing more. The entire segment over.
What? It wasn't meant for you because she didn't know your name? I'm so confused. That makes no sense.
Production side felt extremely rushed. Not only did it feel rushed, it did not feel intentional. It did not feel purposeful. I'm forever thankful for every room that I...
Keith, baby, it's an award show. It's very chaotic. It's a lot going on. This is why I've never gone to an award show. And I remember posting about this on IG. I was invited to an award show not so long ago. And by invited, they send invites to a lot of different people. I'm not special. It's not like they looked me out. Oh, let's make sure we invite Shanell. It's not that type of thing. They invite a lot of people randomly, but I've heard nothing but negative things because it is an award show. So it's a lot of moving parts. Everybody's rushing around. It's very chaotic. So that's how it's gonna feel, Keith. It's gonna be rushed. So I'm confused why that upset him.
Yeah. I was more than thankful and more than grateful to just sit there and enjoy the show. Me and my wife, we looked amazing. We felt amazing. We was enjoying the show. I've always spoke about my social anxiety. And for me, just to get out and be in that moment was more than enough for me. So to take me and my wife out of our seats, put us in different seats, give Taraji no direction to who we are or what we do, felt extremely unprepared.
That's what they do for award shows. As people leave, they have to take people from different areas of the crowd and move them forward to fill those seats. They're seat fillers is what it's called, because as the show is being filmed, they don't want you to see a whole bunch of empty seats because it looks like, oh, people didn't even show up to this award show. But in reality, people are leaving. Like a lot of celebrities and a lot of random people just randomly leave at different points in the award show. So they do keep moving people around. That was one of the things they told me too when I was going to this particular award show, I was invited. That was one of the things that was listed was that, yeah, you'll have to be moving around. And I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do this. I ain't going. All right. It sounds like a headache. And I have some friends who have been to award shows like the BET Awards and some others. And they talk about that too. Like, it's a lot going on. It wasn't actually fun. I wouldn't do it again. So this is very common. So I don't understand why he's talking like this was specific to his situation and that he was done wrong in some type of way. That's how it works.
Unprofessional to me. I'm personally a fan of Taraji.
That's unprofessional. That's how he just doesn't know. But if you don't know, then educate yourself or find out before you speak on it, especially when you have this big of a platform. Like, this is goofy.
I did for years and I always will be. I love to see her get the recognition that she
like
deserves.
All award shows do the for him to call the BET Awards unprofessional for doing that is goofy. Once again, they all move people forward and change seats a lot.
In that moment, and had a platform and a stage that she's always deserved. For this situation to take away from her moment and our moment was unfair to both of us. And another example of this is a picture of my wife has been going around, and it was a small part caught from an entire moment to make it seem like she had an attitude with Taraji. My wife and myself understand.
Seem? We have eyes. She's literally looking at her with a stank face. What you mean, seem? What the fuck? I got 20/20 vision. She is looking at her like, girl, that ain't my husband. And then even when she looked at them, she's like, he's right here, wrong person. Like, she seems bothered by it. So there's that
part caught from an entire moment to make it seem like she had an attitude with Taraji. My wife and myself understand the flirting that Taraji was doing was fully improv and fully joke. It was a hard situation for all of us to be in. We fully understand she made it up on the fly. I was there to just enjoy the show. I was invited. No situation in life in general. Never once was I upset that Taraji didn't know who I was. Everything that's for me will be for me. Everything that's for my family will be for my family. Everything that's for you will be for you. When it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, with no confusion. I said that last night, and that was still misconstrued, and I stand on it 1,000%.
I think you need to
whatever room I'm supposed to be in, whoever's supposed to know me, whenever they're supposed to know me, it will happen how it's supposed to happen. Last night, while I appreciate the opportunity, it wasn't my moment, and that's okay. I'm cool with that.
What are you
and for
talking
every single person
about?
that's been on the journey with me, and that's still on the journey with me, I'm forever grateful. I appreciate y'all.
The fact that they even wanted to include him in this segment is huge. So for him to act like this, it just comes across very entitled and bratty, in my opinion. And like I said, I like Keith, and I've only said positive things about him, but I gotta call a spade a spade. He seems very bratty in this particular situation. They told Taraji to go up there and acknowledge you. You're on TikTok reviewing food, and not to discredit what he's done, because he's helped a lot of businesses and done a lot of great things, but like, humble yourself. You doing a fucking lot over this, and it's not even that deep, but you made it worse by fucking filming the rolls, dropping it on the floor. That was just too much.
Enough. God bless you.
And even your explanation don't make no goddamn sense, and you don't even fully understand how award shows work. So you taking it as a slight to you, as if they did you wrong or they were unprofessional in some type of way. But this is just the chaos of award shows, and this is what you signed up for. This is what you decided to attend, bro.
So that's what Keith Lee had to say. You know, very classy, positive response.
Girl, bye. It was not classy. It was not positive. I think it's fake positive, to be honest, because what he did was some bullshit. I don't agree with it. I'm on Taraji's side.
It's positive like that, but he kind of called out BET for rushing everything. So the issue
that's
wasn't
how
with
it
Taraji.
is.
It was really with BET and their
these award shows
team.
are
they
rushed.
Kind of mixed up the seats and kind of threw Taraji P.
They didn't mix shit up.
So basically, he was putting the fault on them. He did not blame Taraji whatsoever. However, Taraji clapped back at Keith Lee, and she said, "Life really too short for this behavior. He wasn't in his seat. They give celebrity assigned seats. I rehearsed all day to go hit my mark, and that young man wasn't in his seat, so he missed his moment. His ego is hurt. He'll be fine. I cleaned it up at the end of the show. No love."
See, this is just how chaotic these award shows are. She don't even fully understand what's going on either. Because she's saying, oh, he wasn't in his seat, as if he just moved on his own. And according to him, they moved him there. Which, again, based on my knowledge of how these award shows work, I know why they moved him. And Taraji should know that too, but maybe she thought he was there the whole time. Who knows? But again, there's a lot of miscommunication. There's a lot of shit going on, so it's difficult to communicate every little thing to every person, you know, and have everything go smoothly. So I get why this could have happened, and they probably did tell her, like, hey, yeah, that light-skinned dude right there. You see him right here, right next to, you know, and she probably just misheard or thought they were talking about the other nigga.
Of laws here. Now, I don't know exactly why Taraji had to respond this way, because he literally said that he did not blame her. He put the fault on the team. So I don't understand why.
Maybe that comment was in response to him throwing the rose on the floor. That's what it seems like. But I mean, if I was Taraji, I wouldn't have said shit. I'm like, anyway, nigga, I still don't know you anyway. Moving on, you know.
Taraji sounded upset with him. I don't know. It seems like people are trying to test Keith Lee, and I do hope that he doesn't let people get under his skin too bad, because Keith Lee is a fighter. I don't know if people realize, but he used to be an MMA fighter.
What they got to do anything irrelevant?
He can knock somebody out. Please
Girl,
understand that.
who he gonna knock out?
He has rebranded himself as a family man and a food critic. So
how is that relevant, impressive in this situation? Who he gonna knock out? Taraji? Like, what are you even talking about? That has nothing to do with the tea in China.
He has to be poised and he has to keep a certain image, but people keep trying him.
How was he tried?
Where he was walking outside with his team and somebody purposely mistook him for DDG.
Oh my God, you know DDG, bro? DDG, bro? DDG, bro? DDG, bro? DDG, bro? DDG.
So,
I get your content. DDG, bro? I get your content. I thought you were DDG, bro.
Okay, in that case, he can knock people out.
Now, this was a joke. The comedian Gerald Huston was trolling.
But again, this isn't relevant to the Taraji
Keith
situation.
Lee got a little upset. See, people are really trying to get under his skin. And
Girl.
now that people see that he could be a bit sensitive and a little upset at times, they're going to start poking. And the tone is slowly changing on him. A lot of people are starting not to even like him. And there are some people who see his temperament and see how sensitive he could get, and they'll just poke and poke and poke just to get a reaction. They want Keith Lee to go viral for doing something crazy. So I really do hope Keith is mindful of this and he doesn't get too out of character. Y'all leave Keith Lee alone. Leave Keith alone. He don't do nothing but review food and be around his family. So leave him alone. Now, moving on, I want to talk about this. I found this very interesting. Now, there's a podcast called Bad Fuel, and they were talking about the industry and how Taylor Swift has so much leverage and so much power. In fact, it was alleged that she demanded that her label, Universal Music Group, put their artists' music back on TikTok after they threatened to take it off. And she allegedly did this because she wanted to benefit off of TikTok the way Beyonce did.
Well, Taylor Swift was one of the most powerful people. We was there when...
Who cares if you like my song?
Yeah, when she told Universal Music Group, make sure you fix the relationship with TikTok.
Taylor Swift is probably one of the toughest things in music business, right?
Absolutely. Because when people were surprised when they said Universal Music Group has resolved with TikTok, I was like, oh, we knew already. When she was in that meeting, like, y'all got to fix this.
She said she wanted what Beyonce had.
Yes.
And she was like, if y'all don't fix this TikTok situation, and I don't get what Beyonce had on her rollout, she said Beyonce's not even with a label, and look what TikTok did for her. Fix that or else I'm not putting my album out.
But that's it. That's that. That's beautiful.
That's serious power.
So this is what was being alleged. They said that Taylor saw how TikTok helped Beyonce's album Renaissance. You know, a lot of the music off of Renaissance was going viral on TikTok, which is why Beyonce didn't really need to put out any visuals because the music was doing well on its own. And Beyonce is still signed to a label. She signed to Columbia Records, but she made her label a lot of
She
money.
really didn't give us no visuals for Renaissance. I mean, I didn't really care because I did not like Renaissance, so I didn't. Yeah, a few songs grew on me after I went to the concert, but I didn't really care about that not getting visuals. But she better not play this game with Cowboy Carter. I know that.
And her tour.
She probably already playing. Look how long it's been. We ain't got no visuals.
Her tour.
Oh, she did have a.
Was one of the highest selling.
That don't count.
Tours of last year, but her music did get a huge boost. I want a bodyguard video of TikTok, and I think Taylor saw that, and Taylor wanted that. Now, TikTok is not going to necessarily make or break an artist like Taylor because her music is successful regardless. However, Taylor knows how powerful TikTok is. She's not dumb. She knows that it's very helpful for artists, and she was going to release her album, The Tortured Poets Department, so she needed that TikTok boost. She needed some help from that. So in order for her to release her album, she had to make sure that her label reached an agreement with TikTok to make things easier for her rollout. So I can actually believe that she had a huge influence on Universal Music Group's decision to partner with TikTok again, because Taylor Swift is a powerful woman in the industry. Very powerful woman. She brings in a lot of money, and she has enough leverage to call the shots and advocate for herself and other artists. So I could believe that she called up the UMG headquarters and told them to fix their situation with TikTok. I don't know 100% if that's how it happened, but I could believe that she had an influence on their decision for sure. But I do hope that the industry doesn't eventually turn on Taylor for having too much power, because you know how they do artists who get too big for their britches. Anytime an artist gets a little too much power and calls the shots a little too much, the industry has a way of humbling them. I mean, look at what they did to Drake. None of that is a coincidence to me. But anywho, tell me what y'all think about this video, Def.
All right, conspiracy theorists. I don't agree with that one just because I know the history. I've reacted to many videos about how that beef between Kendrick and Drake has been brewing for over a decade. So, but maybe they had a hand in like pushing that forward and helping Kendrick get Drake. Maybe you can argue that. But anyway, that's a whole different story. Yeah, Taylor, do what you gotta do. If you know, carrying some weight over there, you could call some shots. I mean, take advantage. There are so many artists who don't have that power and they are unable to call any shots at all. So yeah, kudos to people who can call those shots. I already said everything I have to say about the Taraji and Keely situation. I don't agree with Impressive at all. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Let me know what other videos you're going to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!